Hello friends, so today we are learning about electric field due to uniformly charged rod. So at first, let's make a rod Hmm, like this. Assume that the rod is only one dimensional. It has no area of its own. Its length is capital L and the charge which is distributed in this rod is Q, and this rod is positively charged. Let's name its top and bottom. This is A and this is B. So this rod can also be called as AB. Now let's take a point O inside the rod, and at the x distance, at some x distance, we have a point B, P. We have to find out what is electric field on this point P. So at first, let's join AP and BP. So we have joined AP and BP. What will be the angle APO and OPB? Assume that this angle APO is theta 1 and the other angle OPB is theta. We have to find out the electric field on P due to the rod. So we know that electric field can only be found by point charge. So let's break this whole rod into small components, and we should find out the electric field by a small component of this rod. So we have took a small component at the phi angle, from the horizontal. This length is small l and this is d small l. Now the angle of this component is d phi. The small component is phi angle up from the horizontal, and its own small angle is d phi. So now the electric field will be towards outside from the positive charge, because positive charge electric field is going outside from it. So this will be the electric field E. Now let's break into two components. So it is making phi angle with the horizontal. So this horizontal side we say DE cos phi, and this vertical side we say DE sin phi. What is the uh, total electric field on this side? That will be EX, and in this side that will be EY. because of the x components go in horizontal direction and y components go in vertical direction. So at first let's find out what is DE. DE is equal to K dq upon r square. This is the formula of DE. Now here let's break this into the multiple of lambda and dl. Why? Because this lambda is linear charge density and this is equal to charge upon length. This lambda is what? This is linear charge density. And this is equal to dq upon dl. So we have breaked dq into lambda into dl. Now what is this length? This length is, we have assumed it r. From small component to the point P, we have assumed it r. And we know that theta is equal to arc length upon radius. So here this is small, this is very small length and this angle is also very small. So if a very large circle is around this length, so this length can be its arc. So let's break this dl into k lambda r d theta or phi, d phi, because the angle is phi, upon r square. R, so this r square will be, one r will be cancelled out with this r. So this will be k lambda d phi upon r square. Sorry, one mistake here. This dl will not be rd theta, because this dl is also variable and r is also variable, so we cannot break dl into rd theta, because that's also variable. R and theta both are variable, so we cannot solve it by that thing. So here we can see that what is this L. This L is what is the ratio of this L and this x, this length and this length x, this length L and this length x. This is 10 of this angle phi, 10 of this angle phi. 10 phi will be L by x in this triangle. This is O, this is P, this is Q dash. So in the triangle OPQ dash, 10 phi will be L by x, because this angle is 90 degree, this is perpendicular and this is base. So L can also be written as x 10 phi or 10 phi x. So we will write it down like this: k lambda upon x 10 phi by r square. But this is d, I mean this is its differentiation, so we have to write d here. Now let's differentiate this. So what will be dl by d phi? dl by d phi will be, we are differentiating L with the respect of phi, so this will be x is x is, let's do it more clearly, d by d phi x tan phi. Now x is constant, so we can take x out. D by d phi of tan phi. What is differentiation of tan x? Tan x differentiation is sec square x, so we can write it down like this: x sec square phi dl by d phi is equal to x sec square phi. Now we have to find out what is dl. So dl will be x sec square phi into d phi. This d phi will be in the multiply of x sec square phi. So we can write down like this: k lambda x sec square phi d phi upon r square. Now this r is also variable. In this case this r is some other. In this case the r will be other. In this case the r will be other. In any point of this rod the r will be different. So we have to make this term also constant. Let's do it in the other page. Here in the OPQ dash triangle, at first I want you to take screenshot of this page. You can take screenshot of this page and write it down. Okay, now here we have a triangle. OPQ dash. In this triangle, this angle is phi, this is x, this is L, and this is R. Let's make this R in the terms of x and phi. So we can write down cos phi is equals to x by r. Okay, so we can write down r is equal to x by cos phi. In the last term of equation we have wrote down that DE equals to k lambda x sec square phi d phi upon r. Now we have found out the value of r, so we can write it down. DE is equals to k lambda x sec square phi upon, we can write down x in place, x upon cos theta in place of r. So this is r square, so this will become x square, and cos phi will be will go in the numerator, so this will be cos square phi into this. So sec square phi and cos square phi will be cancelled. Okay, and x square will be cancelled. So DE will be k lambda by x d phi. We have found out the value of DE. Now let us find, here are two components of E, total E. One is EX and other one is EY. So at first let's find out the value of EX. The value of EX will be integration from minus theta to, integration from minus theta to. Why? Because from x, this angle is theta 2 and this is downward, so we can say it minus. So the angle will be minus theta 2 to theta 1 dE cos theta, because dE cos phi, because dE cos phi is in the direction of Ex. So we have to find out its integration. Now we can write it down like we have the value of dE. Let's put it here. K lambda by x d phi cos phi minus theta 2 to theta 1. Let's solve it in this side. So k lambda by x is constant, so we can write it outside of the integration. K lambda by x in the inside of the integration of minus theta 2 to theta 1 will be cos phi and d phi. Now what is the integration of cos phi? That is sin phi. So we can write it down like k lambda by x sin phi minus theta 2 to theta 1. This will be k lambda by x sin theta 1 minus sin minus theta 2. Okay, so this will become k lambda by x, this will sin theta 1 plus because this minus will come outside, this will be sin minus minus sin theta 2, though both minus will be plus, so this will become sin theta 1 plus sin theta 2. So this is Ex is equal to k lambda by x sin theta 1 plus sin theta 2. Let's find out Ey. Ey will not be changed. These two terms will not be changed, but this cos phi will become sin phi because d is sin phi is in the direction of Ey. So we can simply solve it from here. K lambda by x will come outside, inside will be integration of sin phi d phi, and integration of sin phi is minus cos phi. So just write it down like this, minus cos phi. This is minus theta 2, this is theta 1. Now put the values inside, so this will become minus cos upper value theta 1 minus, here is also 1 minus cos lower value minus theta 2, and then in the cos, the minus inside the angle is not totally very is not totally, so inside the angle this minus is not very important, like we can write down cos minus phi as cos phi. So here cos minus phi by 2 will become cos phi by 2. So minus cos phi by 2 minus plus cos phi by 1 plus cos phi by 2. So we can write down that Ey is equal to k lambda by x cos phi by 2 minus cos phi by 1. When you have the values of phi and x, you can simply put the values in these both equations, and after that you can find the E net, full the full electric field by just putting this in this equation. E net is equal to under root ex square plus ey square. This is Pythagoras theorem, because ex is in this side, ey will be in this side, and the whole E net will be in the de side. So this will become Pythagoras theorem, and by Pythagoras theorem this can be solved. So this is for today's question. Thank you and take care. So this is today's video. For more videos, please subscribe our channel and follow our Facebook and Instagram ID Kailash Chandra Joshi, and wait for the next lecture. Thank you.